1 day away from the United States Supreme Court taking up a case to decide if Oklahoma will become home to the nation's first publicly funded religious charter school. Fox 25's Paige Taylor breaks down what each side has to say.
The United States Supreme Court is set to weigh in on if St. Isidore, which would be an online Catholic public charter school, can open in Oklahoma. The case pitting the school and the state board that approved it against Oklahoma's Attorney General. Oklahoma Attorney General Drummond says he had no choice but to try and stop the contract between the statewide charter school board and St. Isidore from going into effect.
This is a situation where the applicant and the state have formed a charter school that is sectarian in every way, and that consistent with Oklahoma's constitution and our statutes, it violates them. This case will turn on whether St. Isidore Charter School is a public school, which means it is a governmental entity, or whether St. Isidore is not a governmental entity, rather it's a private school seeking charter school funds.
In June of last year, the Oklahoma Supreme Court ruled that the contract for the school was unconstitutional. After that, St. Isidore and the Oklahoma Statewide Charter School Board went to the United States Supreme Court with the case. Philip Seckler with ADF says this is an important case for two reasons: educational freedom and making sure the state doesn't discriminate against faith groups.
If, under the Attorney General's theory, if that makes a private actor a government entity, then private groups that run hospitals, homeless shelters, soup kitchens, under contract with the state, become arms of the state, lose their free exercise rights, and then you couldn't even have faith-based groups do that kind of work.
Brian Shellum is the chairman of the Statewide Charter School Board. He says there is a robust application process for those wanting to be a charter school, and after correcting a few deficiencies, St. Isidore made it through.
It's not about a religious school, it's just expanding choices. Rather than say everybody has to fit into one model, we want to give the choice to parents that best represents the choice for their child.
Supreme Court justices will hear oral arguments tomorrow in Washington, D.C. We'll bring you the latest on air and online. Reporting at the state capitol, Paige Taylor, Fox 25 News.